Hello there, gentle people. Hi, how are you? I trust that you are doing well, all that good stuff. This is a quick video today to share a book that I've been reading with you, and as you can see, this is not even like a tiny fraction of the books that I have, the books that I read. I love reading, right? And even with all of this, I still go to the library every week. And the most recent one I've gotten is this one here, Essentialism by Greg McKeown. I hope I pronounced that properly. And I had known about this book for some time now, but for some reason it just wasn't really on my radar. And somebody mentioned it the other day, and I was like, let me double check it and check it out and see how it is. And I've been reading it for a couple of days now, but I really kind of got down into it this morning, and it is just the perfect message, the perfect book I need to read for this particular point in time. And if you kind of think of what the title is, again, it's called Essentialism, right? And the whole gist of it is basically to eliminate the things that are non-essential and pretty much focus and pay time and energy on the things that are really, really important. And I took some notes because I'm always taking notes when I read a book. It's like I'm still in school, right? You nerd. So I'm going to be looking down because obviously I don't have this memorized, but I wrote down some of the key points that I wanted to share with you. And in the little tag, whatever you want to call it, is the disciplined pursuit of less. So the book is called Essentialism, the disciplined pursuit of less. And the very first quote that comes up in there is one by someone called Lin Yutang, who I have to look up because I have no idea who that is. And that person says the wisdom of life consists in elimination of non-essentials. And the thing that Greg McKeown is saying in this book is that once you stop saying yes to everything and saying yes to everyone, then you can put your highest contribution on the things that matter, on the things that are really important. Because at the end of the day, almost everything is noise, and we live in this world and this society and this culture where everything is always on, whether it's 24-hour a day news or TV, internet, social media. It's like stuff is bombarding us on a daily, consistent basis, and a lot of it is noise. You can't pay attention to everything, and then that whole FOMO, fear of missing out, that just heightens people's anxiety, because if you're not paying attention to everything 24 hours a day, you're going to miss out on something, and it's just not possible. It's not possible because, like the person says here, almost everything is noise. And what essentialism is about the discipline and relentless pursuit of less. And the question that you have to ask yourself is, am I investing in the right activities? It's not about getting more things done, it's about getting the right things done. And he also says that you're basically making the wisest possible investment of your time and energy so that you can do the things that matter most. And you're living by design and not default, because what happens is, if you don't prioritize your life, other people will prioritize your life for you, whether it's your job, whether it's your family, whether it's your friends. It's like you can kind of get in this zone where you have so much going on and you're saying yes to everybody, but really and truly, all those other people, all those outside influences, they're the ones who are prioritizing your life. And if that's how you want to live, if it works for you, then hey, but that's not how I want to live. And you know, the idea that you can have it all is kind of hogwash, because there are just too many things to have, right? Let's just be serious. There's just too many things to have. When you go to the supermarket and you look in the cereal section, whoo, I don't buy cereal. I'm not really a cereal person, but just walking by that aisle every single time, it's like, oh my goodness, could we possibly have that many different kinds of cereal? And again, it goes back to choice, because you're not going to have every single one, right? It's just not possible. So you would have to pretty much pick which one is the most important one, and put yourself in a position where you're not spending the whole day or hours in the supermarket trying to figure out what you need. And basically you have to apply the same kind of principles to your life. And he also talks about the fact that when the word priority first came up in the English language, it was in the 1400s, and it meant one, the first, right? And then it was somewhere around the 1900s that we switched to pluralizing the word. Well, they switched, whoever they were, to pluralizing the word prioritize. So, you know, and I've been in this situation in work environments before where you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 different priorities, which is absolute hogwash. And, you know, as I was reading this book, I thought to myself, maybe a year, 2 years ago, I had cut down my priorities to like 3 at a time. So when I'm doing my bullet journal, every week I have the top 3 things that I need to prioritize, and then on a daily basis I would have the top 3 things that I need to prioritize. But as I was reading this morning, I was like, you know what, if I decide to go back to how the word was originally intended, to prioritize one thing, because you already know how it is when other people are, when you've made other people in control of your time and your life, by 10 o'clock in the morning your to-do list is a complete mess because you're already trying to put out all these different fires and have these other things going on. So what happens is, I'm thinking this morning, and well, what happened, I'm thinking this morning and I was like, you know what, I'm just going to go back to one thing, right? And that means, what's my one priority for the week, and then what is my one priority for that particular day. So I'm not even doing a top 3 anymore, because what happens sometimes there is, I mean, I think for the most part I usually do get to my top 3, but my top 3 can kind of fit in on the days. So what is the one major thing that I want to accomplish for the week, and then what is the one major thing that I want to accomplish for the day. And I think one is manageable. I think one is doable, and when you get one done, you're like, oh, you know, you feel a sense of accomplishment and you can move on to other things. So I think that's what I'm going to do, just go to prioritizing one thing, which is what the bloody thing was originally intended for. And if you're trying to do it all and have it all, then you kind of have to make these trade-offs in the margins that you never really accounted for, and that's not intentional, right? And I'm trying to move and to live from this very intentional space and not have other people control my day-to-day and my hours and my life. And he also talked about this book, and I don't remember the name of the book because he doesn't mention it in here, but I, you know, when he mentioned that little piece of it, I was like, I know what he's talking about. There's a nurse, and I think she used to work in hospice, and she counseled and she, you know, took care of people who were dying, and it was about their biggest regret. And the quote is, I wish I'd had the courage to live a life true to myself, not the life that others expected of me. And that is pretty much the gist of the conversations that she's had with people who are dying, that they always regret that they didn't live the life that they really wanted to live, and the life that they thought that they weren't brave enough to live because they were trying to do what other people expected. And I think at some point we've all fallen victim to that. I pretty much spent almost my entire life trying to live up to other people's expectations of me. And then it was like, hello, like, whose life is this, right? This is the one life I have. Like, it doesn't belong to anybody else's. Screw what anybody else thinks. Screw what anybody else feels. It is like your life. You have to live your life for you, because at the end of the day, when all is said and done, you're the only person that's going to be with you your whole life. Period, point blank, end of story. So I wish, and I mean, I know we all have to go through these different experiences and, you know, learn these different things that we have to learn on this life journey. But I wish that I had learned at a much earlier stage of the game that my life is my own, right? And It's about living a life true to yourself, again, and not the life that other people expect of you. And there's this very systematic process for trying to live in the way of an essentialist, right? And it pretty much means exploring, and you're exploring all these different options, right? Before you make a decision about what is going to be really important, you have to learn to eliminate, which means to say no. And you might have heard Oprah Winfrey say this before: no is a complete sentence. No, full stop, period, end of story. You don't have to say yes to everything, and you don't have to justify anything with an explanation for anybody. No means no. All right? And execute. So explore your options, and that means you're going to spend as much time as possible exploring, listening, debating, questioning and thinking about the different options that are available to you. You're going to eliminate by saying no often. So you're going to eliminate the non-essentials, and then the time that you've saved not doing things that aren't important is going to be invested into creating a system for just getting rid of the obstacles and executing the things that you really want to do. And there was something else that I wanted to mention. I can't remember what it is. Anywho, but that is the whole gist of essentialism, and I'm kind of going to get down into the meat of the matter, because the way the book is broken up, those three things that I mentioned a while ago, the explore, the eliminate, and the execute, it kind of breaks it up and gives you these very specific strategies on how to work through those things. So yeah, this is what I'm reading. Definitely check it out. I got mine from a local library. You can, if you have a library card is like magic, people. I took a friend of mine to get one the other day, and I was so excited. I was more excited than her. I actually took a picture of her getting the library card, because you don't just have to pick up like a hard copy. You have access to books online, you have access to audio, magazines, all that good stuff with a free library card. Why would you not? So anyway, that was it. That was what I wanted to share with you. I have some more stuff coming down the pipe, but I just wanted to pop in and say hi, let you know what I was reading, and I will see you soon. So thank you as usual for your time, your energy, your presence. You could be anywhere, but you made it all the way here to the end. I appreciate you. All right, thank you. Peace.